Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. Happy Friday.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Friday ski industry news videos. It's been pretty exciting around here this week. We just started a Memorial Day weekend sale that technically will be running from yesterday, Thursday, through Tuesday. So it's a 6-day total sale, right? That math checks out? That math checks out. And the big news is that we brought back free base treatments. This time we're doing it for, any discounted 2025 skis or snowboards. So that's like the price drop stuff that we've been talking about for months.
A while
now. Yeah. And then we're also offering it on 2026 pre-orders. So yeah, if you're wondering, yes, that's going to be a lot of work for us.
We'll handle the logistics somehow.
When they all arrive and we have to do base treatments for all of them.
Right.
But yeah, that's not a concern for you, and it's absolutely something that we can handle here. So as we've talked about before, we normally charge $200, so essentially a $200 value. We've both used it, and depending on your needs, your personal needs.
It's all ice around here anyway. I've never had a problem going fast.
We could spend hours talking about base treatments and comparing it to hot wax, but I would say for 9.7 out of 10 skiers, 97% of the skiing population, it's going to work great.
Sure.
And the 3% of the skiing population probably really likes hot waxing their skis in their garage anyways.
Yeah. I agree.
A pretty good assessment, right? I just came up with that.
That's quick. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
97%. So that's the big one. We also have a bunch of like clearance and outlet specials. And then if you're in the geographic area of Stowe or Killington, Vermont, it would be worth swinging by our brick and mortar shops, Pinnacle here in Stowe and Basin down in Killington. Because they have a bunch of like special deals on demo skis.
Yeah.
And we also, you and I kind of cleared out our like test fleet here from the warehouse, like right over there.
Yeah.
All the skis from right over there. We cleared out a bunch of stuff that we've used for testing over the past couple of years, and some stuff that like didn't really belong to either one of us.
Like Dusty Corner demo skis.
Yeah, Dusty Corner demo skis. So if you're looking for some really good deals on Dusty Corner demo skis, you should head to our brick and mortar shops, because those skis will not be online, almost definitely.
Yeah, right.
Because it's just random stuff, including like one pair that was Bob's.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I cleared it with you. I held
All
up
right.
a pair of skis and made sure you put eyes on them and said, "Do you want these?" And you said, "No."
No, put them in the sale.
So somebody else can have them. I'm not going to disclose what they were. It'd be more fun to just go and browse. Look what you might find. I think that's it for sales stuff. It was, I thought, a fun week for content, Bob. We had to kind of shift. We've still been trying to put together that Jester X MWorks binding review, but we're patiently waiting on some graphic assets to help show you guys what happens with that binding or how it works. So instead we did Mantra 88 this week, and then we also did QST 106.
Yep.
Both new skis for 2026, and yeah, they're both fun conversations, I thought.
Yeah, and nice to, again, kind of continue not talking about 100 millimeter skis.
Yeah.
Moving a little bit.
Do you think we're done? We can't be done. There's no way we're done.
No, we got plenty more.
Yeah.
Plenty.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Probably talk about a bent 100.
There's a head core 100 out there that's on that 100 list.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, the bent is out there.
Well,
all sorts of stuff.
There's still time, Bob.
Yep.
There's a lot of summer months ahead of us. But I think that's it. You got anything else, or you want to just go right into news?
Yeah, I think that's it.
A couple like big topics this week, and then a couple smaller topics. So we'll see how things pan out here. First one is a big topic, number one topic of the week. The Cloudflare CEO and Utah native Matthew Prince has bought Park City's Town Lift Plaza. Now, refresh my memory. Have you been to Park City?
It's been a long time.
Can you picture what we're talking about?
When I was there so long ago, I believe that was like the part of Park City, and then the rest of it hadn't
Canyons or something?
existed yet.
Would that have been canyons?
I don't know. It's been 35 years.
Anyways, if you haven't been to Park City, there's like a really cool downtown area, very historic, like old mining town vibe. And kind of like right smack dab in the middle of it, there's a chairlift.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of a, like, feels like a shopping plaza. It's like a 2-story, maybe 3. I can't remember. But, you know, like there's shops and restaurants and stuff around it. So he bought that real estate, which is very desirable. And current plans are to improve the lift to get people from town to the mountain faster. And that would do a couple things. It would make it more convenient for skiers and riders using that lift, which would thus kind of increase the value for those surrounding shops and other businesses. Just kind of funnel more people through that area of the mountain, or area of the town rather. And then here's a full quote from Matthew Prince himself, Bob. "Why stop at Park City? You can, with a fairly clear right-of-way, go straight from Main Street, Park City, in the same length of time that it takes to ride the town lift today, all the way to Alta, with a stop at Solitude along the way. How amazing would that be? Could we make this like Europe?" I'm actually asking, it's a quote, but I'm asking you that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Would it be amazing?
It would.
And would it be amazing, and how amazing would it be?
It would be unbelievable if it happened.
It would,
I guess.
So, yeah, I like the words amazing and awesome.
Yeah.
They often come along with like very positive vibes, but like they don't necessarily need to. Amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I hear you.
You can be amazed by something and not love it.
Right.
Something can be awesome and strike awe.
Yeah.
But you don't love it.
But it's not the best thing.
I think it would be both of those things. I think it would be amazing and it would be awesome. I don't particularly want that to happen.
I'm sure the Solitude and Altons of the world don't want that to happen either.
Altons.
Even in my mind, I'm thinking it's Alta, but I can't help it. Like I grew up saying,
it's so hard for me.
I grew up saying aunt, not aunt.
No,
I say aunt, not aunt.
I'm the same way. We're both New Englanders.
And those two words trip me up. Aunt, like I just can't do it. So
trust me, the reason why I'm laughing and Bob is too is every time we go to Alta, somebody corrects us, and some people have like borderline come across as offended that we say Alta.
I know what it's supposed to be, but my mind doesn't let me say it.
Altitude. Anyways, so
Alta.
It's pretty obvious that he's kind of positioning himself to at least influence the area. He's now bought the local newspaper. He's bought this key piece of real estate, and is not shying away from his plans to ultimately buy the entire resort from Vail. Now, I think like connecting like Park City and Alta is like, that's a whole nother story. Like it feels like the whole gondola conversation all over again. Like that would be massive.
And like the thing about Europe is that there's lots of mountains everywhere, and there's plenty of room for people to spread out. Whereas in like the mountains outside of Salt Lake City, they're kind of all right there.
Yeah.
So there needs to be some individuality to
I kind of agree.
The resorts.
Also, like, I mean, probably not surprising because of its name, but Little Cottonwood Canyon is not big.
Right.
It's actually pretty little.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I mean, it already gets pretty congested up there. Like, you want to have, I don't know.
Well, maybe it'll be another way around. And we kind of talked about it when we were out there. Like the train, like having the train system,
Yeah.
would make sense. But I don't know if they want to connect it by lifts. And I know that they've talked about this before, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be tough for those smaller areas feeling invaded.
It like feels like it would make more sense to connect Park City and Deer Valley.
Are they not? I thought they were.
I mean, like geographically kind of, but I don't think you can like ski from one to the other and back again. If I'm wrong,
I'm not sure.
I'm terribly sorry.
But they are so close.
They're very close.
When you get to the top of Alta, you can look over and basically almost see Park City on the other side.
Over a ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. That's all I got.
Yeah. See how it goes.
I don't know anything about him either.
No.
Do people like him? I'd be curious. I think he's like the wealthiest person in Utah. So like people, Utahns, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Are there any Utahns watching right now? And can you tell us, like, do you have existing opinions of Matthew Prince? And are they positive or not? Is it similar to like the Netflix CEO guy that like pretty much everybody collectively seems to hate?
For ruining Powder Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it a similar situation to that? Or is it more like, no, this is a great guy that could put some positive investment?
I think it takes a rare combination of personality traits to have $5 billion and do a lot of good with it.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But you can do awesome things, Bob.
Totally. Very amazing.
Anyways. Speaking of Vail, second topic of the week, Vail has added a dozen Austrian ski areas to the Epic Pass. I didn't jot down details here, so if you're interested in the exact areas, just head on over to the written article or the information that we're citing here. But they're essentially partnered with 4 parent mountains to gain access to 12 different distinct areas, similar to what you were just talking about. There's mountains everywhere.
Yeah.
You can like get from point A to, there's just like, it's like everywhere is a ski area.
I love zooming in on Google Maps. Just pick a random place in Austria and zoom in.
And find a chairlift.
And find the chairlifts.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought it was really cool. I went to Austria for the first time when I was 16, and I remember just driving around. It was in the summer, actually. We were glacier skiing, but I remember driving around and just like, it would be like farm. Oh, there's their chairlift.
Yeah.
And then like another half mile, another farm. Yep, they've got a chairlift too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this a bunch before, that Vail Resorts and Altera as well, they feel like they're really trying to grow their European presence, and this is absolutely a step in that direction. So that's it for now. Kind of vague. Topic 2. Like I said, if you want the details, just head on over to the written article. And then this one hits pretty close to home for us, Bob. Whaleback has announced a successful fundraising campaign, in large part thanks to a $10,000 donation from Killington. Whaleback had set a $250,000 fundraising goal, largely to repair a broken lift, but also kind of like to recoup some losses from previous abbreviated seasons. And Killington raised that money essentially from the proceeds or the revenue from their actual closing day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Killington.
Yeah.
I mean, privately owned mountain, they absolutely don't have to give money away. But I think it's pretty cool that like they're giving $10,000 to arguably a mountain that could take skiers away from Killington.
But it's not like a marketing ploy. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
They're
growing the sport.
Yeah, and they're viewing Whaleback as a feeder area to Killington and hooking them young, and then getting them when they make their money. Then they'll drive down Route 4 to Killington from there.
They're gonna buy a condo in the new village in 25 years.
Yep.
The 10-year-old that's gonna get to ski Whaleback tomorrow, they're going to invest in real estate in New Killington Village.
This $10,000 is going to pay off like millions in the future.
You're probably not wrong.
I think it's a long-range view.
The path we're going. Whaleback itself is a really cool little mountain. I used to go down there all the time. They have like a really interesting history, and a big part of that was Evan Dibvig.
Well, I mean, he
Dibvig?
was part of the recent history.
Yeah, he's
Not
part of the story, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the part that I was most involved with. But yeah, had some like interesting. They went full into like freestyle and park for a while.
Started building bump courses and hosting events. And
kind of tried to be like a mini Woodward sort of.
Yep.
Like they had a vert ramp, like a wooden vert ramp, all sorts of stuff. If you drive 89, you drive by it.
You know exactly
all
where
the
it is. Can't miss it.
Cannot miss it.
Night skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those cool little areas that like I think they could have a resurgence, a renaissance, if you will.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, we were just saying like it's a weird spot population wise.
Yeah, I mean, I asked
White
you,
River
I was like, do
and
people
the Upper
even
Valley.
ski there?
Yeah.
Because that's my perception, having never like lived in that area. Like to me, that's southern Vermont. I guess it's more like middle.
It's upper. I mean, it's Upper Valley. It's certainly central.
I've mostly just driven through those areas my whole life, so I don't have a good sense of like what are the feeder towns for Whaleback.
Right. And is that, even if there are that many towns, are there really
that many skiers? Like where is it sustainable?
Yeah, right.
And I still don't know. I just hope that the answer is yes.
I mean, if that mountain were facing the other way on the ridge, no one would no one would go there, because then you wouldn't know it existed. The fact that it's like
right on the highway
89
definitely helps.
Definitely helps.
If you're driving south, though, you've passed the exit
before you
see it, and then like the next exit's like 10 miles or something. But it is a cool little area, so I wish Whaleback nothing but success. And then last topic of the week, I again didn't write down many details for this one because I think it's best to hear the story or read the story yourself. I don't, sometimes I feel like it makes sense for us to sit here and give a summary of the story. This one I think is worth reading and learning on your own. This is coming from the Powell movement, and they're telling us the story of Klaus Obermeyer. If you're unfamiliar with Mr. Obermeyer, I don't know. Is anybody?
If you've been involved in skiing at all, you at least know the last name, I would say.
Yeah, the Obermeyer brand. That's kind of where I was getting at. Yeah. He's an incredible guy. I've been lucky enough to meet him a couple times. He's always extremely friendly. I don't think I've ever seen a photo of him or him in person without just like the biggest smile on his face. He's now 105 years old. He has an incredible story of his journey from Austria and Germany to Aspen. He's lived in Aspen for a long, long time now. Getting shot at, just like crazy.
It's like a James Bond character.
It's exactly that's exactly where your mind has to go to, right? The story of him getting shot at while skiing by Nazis.
Right.
Like, isn't that what is the?
I don't know. And then he went on to be in the the U.S. Army Spy Service or whatever it is. So.
Yeah. Incredible story. He's lived an incredible life. And he will be the first to tell you that exercise will help keep you young.
Unfortunate.
Exercise is good.
I know.
Good for you.
I like couch time, too.
That helps, too. I always say life is all about balance, Bob. And that's it for news topics. Lastly, we have our edits of the week. First, we've got Michaela Schifrin moving right along, Season 3, Episode 5. I still think it's really cool that she does this.
You could skip right to the 12-minute mark if you're looking for boot-fitting footage.
For Michaela Schifrin?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And then we've got Sage and Carl Fosfed. They're going to take a lap. This is part of Sage's series of Let's Take a Lap, which are always really good. And then we've got Phase 5, skiing at Nines with friends. The Nines is one of those events that just keeps churning out content.
Like each athlete seems to have their own...
Several different things,
what edit, segment, I don't know, that they make.
Lots of them. Yeah. Some people have multiple.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then what did you was it Ikigai?
Ikigai?
I'm going to go with Ikigai. Apologies if I just butchered that pronunciation, but we've got deep powder skiing in Japan in an all-women project. So, pretty cool.
Yep.
And that's it. Hope everyone has a fantastic long weekend. Bob, I hope you have a fantastic long weekend.
Yeah, we're stuck in, it snowed on the
Freezing.
mountain. Snowing up there now, like super cold.
It's freezing outside. Not literally down here, but at 4,000 feet, it's probably close.
Like 42 in rain is pretty
cold.
rough conditions. So
yeah, Bob can attest.
We'll be out of it.
I've been sitting. You're not gonna be able to hear me.
We've had that hood well up, Darth Vader style, for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye right now. I've been doing this all day.
Bye.